Wash 5 spots with baking soda to remove the unpleasant odor specific to seniors. Doc, Tom, my patient said, my wife keeps complaining that my shirts and even my chair smell musty. I shower every day. What else am I supposed to do? Sound familiar? Many seniors washing regularly still struggle with lingering odors, even when they're clean. And it's not your fault. As we age, our skin changes, producing different oils and slowing down cell turnover. That buildup, combined with sweat and bacteria, can create a smell that sticks to your body and even your belongings. But baking soda is a natural powerhouse for neutralizing odors and removing buildup that soap alone can't tackle. In this video, I'll show you the 5 key spots every senior should focus on while washing to eliminate stubborn smells for good. These are areas most seniors overlook, but once you start paying attention to them, you'll feel fresher, more confident, and even notice that your clothes stay cleaner longer. Let's dive in, because seniors washing the right way can make all the difference. 1. Underarms. Let me tell you about a man I worked with, not long ago, actually. Let's call him John. John was a retired firefighter, a man of discipline and routine. He had spent decades running into burning buildings, saving lives, and sweating buckets. Hygiene had never been an issue for him until recently. This never used to happen, he said, shaking his head. I shower twice a day. I've tried every deodorant out there, but I still catch this musty smell coming from me. Many older men start noticing a change in their body odor, even though their hygiene habits haven't changed. The reason? It's not just about sweat anymore. As we age, our skin chemistry shifts. A compound called nonenal, something you probably never heard of, starts forming as fatty acids on the skin break down. Unlike regular sweat, nonenal is oil-based, which means it clings to the skin and fabrics even after washing. And guess where it loves to settle? Under the arms. A 2010 study from the Shiseido Future Science Research Center confirmed that nonenal production significantly increases after 40, making older adults more prone to persistent body odor. Regular soap doesn't break it down effectively, and most commercial deodorants only mask the smell instead of eliminating the cause. This is why so many men, like John, find themselves battling an odor they never had before. This is where baking soda becomes a game changer. Unlike traditional deodorants, which simply cover up smells with fragrance, baking soda neutralizes the bacteria feeding on sweat and nonenal, cutting the odor at its source. It also absorbs moisture, keeping the underarms drier, a crucial step in preventing bacteria from thriving. Here's what I told John to do. First, mix 1 teaspoon of baking soda with a few drops of water to create a smooth paste. Apply it to clean, dry underarms, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse off in the shower. If he wanted something even easier, he could simply pat a light dusting of baking soda onto his underarms after showering. For a long-lasting option, I suggested mixing 1 part baking soda, 1 part cornstarch, and 2 parts coconut oil to create a natural deodorant. Within a week, John noticed something. His shirt smelled fresher, the odor that had been clinging to him was finally fading. By the end of the month, he wasn't just fresher, he was more confident. John was relieved. I thought this was just part of getting older, he admitted. But I'm glad to know there's a fix. Now, I know what you might be thinking, that's great for my underarms, but what about the other areas where odor tends to build up? Well, let's talk about an even trickier spot, one that often gets overlooked but plays a huge role in overall body odor. 2. Feet in between toes. Bill, 72, had always been a well-dressed, put-together kind of guy. A retired banker, he took pride in his polished shoes, neatly pressed shirts, and the respect he commanded wherever he went. But lately, something was off. It wasn't his clothes or his posture, it was a smell. It started subtly. He'd sit down at the dinner table, and his daughter would open a window. His grandson would suddenly decide to eat at the other end of the table. Then one night, the boy blurted it out, "Grandpa, your feet smell funny." Bill was mortified. He showered daily, wore clean socks, and had never had an issue before. He tried switching to antibacterial soap, using foot powders, and even soaking his feet in vinegar. But no matter what he did, the odor kept creeping back. As we age, our skin cell turnover slows down, meaning more dead skin builds up, which becomes food for bacteria. Poor circulation makes it harder for feet to stay dry, creating the perfect breeding ground for odor. A 2018 study in the Journal of the American Podiatric Medical Association found that over 60% of seniors experience persistent foot odor, even with good hygiene. Regular soap isn't enough because it doesn't neutralize bacteria or absorb the excess moisture that causes the smell.
Automated market analysis.
The excess moisture that causes the smell. And baking soda creates an alkaline environment where bacteria can't thrive and absorbs moisture, making it a powerful yet simple solution. I walked Bill through a quick, 3-step fix. First, he soaked his feet in warm water with 2 tablespoons of baking soda every evening for 15 minutes. This killed bacteria and softened dead skin. Next, after drying his feet completely, he rubbed a pinch of dry baking soda between his toes to absorb moisture overnight. Finally, he sprinkled a teaspoon of baking soda inside his shoes before bed, so they were fresh and dry in the morning. By the end of the first week, Bill called me. "I sat through dinner last night," he said, "and for the first time in months, my grandson didn't say a word about my feet." This actually works. If you've noticed the same issue, don't wait for someone to point it out. Start this routine today, and in just 1 week, you'll notice a real difference. There's another area most men don't even think about. 3. Scalp. This is one of the biggest culprits of persistent body odor, yet most men never consider it. You might not even realize it's happening, but if you've ever caught a whiff of something stale or musty around your head, or noticed that your pillow smells bad in the morning, your scalp is likely the reason. As we age, our scalp produces less oil, but at the same time, skin cell turnover slows down, leading to a buildup of dead skin. Combine that with sweat, bacteria, and years of using shampoos that don't fully cleanse the scalp, and you've got the perfect environment for odor to develop. Men over 60 are 35% more likely to experience scalp odor due to buildup, even if they wash their hair regularly, according to a 2021 study from the International Journal of Trichology. And regular shampoo doesn't always fix the problem. Many shampoos contain silicones and conditioners that coat the hair but don't actually remove the dead skin and bacteria responsible for the smell. That's why no matter how often you wash, the odor keeps coming back. Baking soda is a simple but powerful fix. It exfoliates the scalp, removing dead skin and excess oil, while also neutralizing odor-causing bacteria. Unlike harsh shampoos, baking soda cleans without stripping the scalp of its natural balance. The best way to use it is by mixing 1 tablespoon of baking soda with half a cup of warm water to create a gentle cleansing solution. Pour it directly onto your scalp and massage it in for 1 to 2 minutes, making sure to focus on areas where oil and dead skin tend to build up. Rinse thoroughly with warm water, then follow up with a mild shampoo or an apple cider vinegar rinse to maintain pH balance. For guys with shorter hair, a dry method works too. Sprinkling a small amount of baking soda onto the scalp and massaging it in allows it to absorb excess oil and eliminate odor on days when washing isn't an option. This simple step can make a huge difference in how fresh your scalp feels throughout the day. I recently worked with a guy named Frank, 68, who was struggling with this exact issue. He kept noticing a sour smell on his pillowcase, even though he showered daily. His wife mentioned that his scalp smelled musty, but he couldn't figure out why. It wasn't like he was sweating excessively. When I suggested the baking soda scalp cleanse, he was skeptical at first. "I've been using the same shampoo for years," he told me. But after just 1 week of using baking soda every other day, he noticed a huge difference. His scalp felt cleaner, his hair was fresher, and his wife even commented that his pillowcases smelled better. If you've ever noticed a lingering odor in your hair, your hat, or even on your pillow, don't ignore it. Give this a try, and in just a few washes, you'll notice a difference. 4. Back and neck. These 2 areas often go unnoticed when it comes to body odor, but they can be major contributors, especially as we get older. Unlike other parts of the body, the skin on the back and neck is exposed to sweat, oil, and friction from clothing throughout the day. Add in reduced skin cell turnover and a natural decline in collagen production, and you get an environment where bacteria thrive, leading to a stale, musty odor that clings no matter how often you shower.
Your sourcing agent.
Often you shower. A 2020 study from the American Journal of Dermatology found that men over 60 produce 20% more sebum, skin oil, on their backs compared to women of the same age. That extra oil combines with dead skin cells and sweat, creating the perfect breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. If you've ever noticed that your shirts seem to pick up a smell, even right after washing, this buildup on your back and neck could be the reason. Baking soda does the job better, and it does it naturally. Baking soda's alkaline properties help break down sebum, absorb excess moisture, and neutralize bacteria, tackling the problem at its source instead of just masking the smell. In the shower, mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with a small amount of water to create a paste. Massage it onto your back and neck in circular motions, paying special attention to areas where sweat tends to collect, like along the spine and under the collar area. Let it sit for a minute, then rinse thoroughly. If you have trouble reaching your back, try using a soft washcloth or a long-handled shower brush to spread the mixture evenly. For an extra layer of protection, you can also use dry baking soda after showering. Simply dust a small amount onto your back and neck before putting on your shirt. It will absorb sweat throughout the day, keeping you fresher for longer. One of my clients, Richard, 71, had been dealing with this issue for years. He told me that no matter how much he scrubbed in the shower, his undershirt still smelled stale by midday. His wife had even started noticing it when they sat together on the couch. After just 2 weeks of using baking soda in his shower routine, the difference was night and day. He told me, "I don't even think about it anymore. My shirts smell fresh, and my wife hasn't said a word about odor in weeks, which I know means it's working." But odor isn't just about your body, it's also about the things you wear and use every day. Even if you're fresh and clean, your clothes and personal items could be holding on to smells that make you feel less than your best. Let's talk about that next. 5. Clothing and personal items. Even if you shower daily and take good care of your hygiene, lingering odors can still follow you. The culprit? Your clothes and personal items. Fabric traps sweat, bacteria, and body oils, creating an invisible cycle of odor that won't go away with regular washing. Over time, even clean clothes can start smelling stale, musty, or just off. And it's not just your clothes, things like hats, belts, wallets, and even your favorite recliner can hold onto odor. The worst part? You may not notice it, but others do. A 2019 study by the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences found that fabric fibers, especially in synthetic materials, can trap odor molecules for weeks, sometimes even months, if not properly treated. That explains why your undershirt can still smell after a wash, or why your favorite baseball cap has a permanent funk no matter how much you rinse it. The solution is simple and doesn't require replacing your wardrobe. Baking soda is one of the most effective natural deodorizers because it neutralizes acids and absorbs moisture, pulling out trapped odors rather than just covering them up. For clothing, add half a cup of baking soda to your laundry cycle along with your regular detergent. This helps break down oils and sweat trapped in fabric, making your clothes truly fresh again. For items that can't go in the wash, like hats or belts, sprinkle a thin layer of baking soda over them, let it sit overnight, then brush or shake it off the next day. If your favorite chair or car seat has absorbed odor over time, lightly dust baking soda on the surface, wait a few hours, then vacuum it up. If you've ever pulled a fresh shirt out of the closet only to realize it doesn't smell as fresh as it should, don't ignore it. A simple change to your routine can make a huge difference in how you feel and how others perceive you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more simple, science-backed hygiene tips.